Hello, my beautiful Tauruses. It feels good to be back with you all. Um, I hope you are all doing well. This is your reading for the month of December 2023. My name is Dawn. You're listening to Dawn Williams Tarot. If you have just found your way to my channel, thank you so much for coming here and adding your beautiful energy to our spiritual community. I hope that you will decide to stay and subscribe. For all of those of you who are supporters of my channel, all you other fellow Taurians, because you know I'm Taurus, I love it. Tapping into your energies before I do these readings for you. So this reading is for Sun, Moon, and Rising in Taurus. So if you have any of those placements, this message may be for you. However, because it is a general reading and not a one-to-one reading, not all the messages may resonate, but it's my hope that some of them will. And as always, I sat down to do my meditations prior to doing this round of readings. And of course, Spirit had a lot to say. I'm recording this on November the 25th, which is Saturday. And then on Monday, the 27th, we have a full moon in Gemini. That full moon in Gemini is, there are going to be some adverse aspects of that because of the way that it hits in the planetary alignment for the zodiac signs, for all the zodiacs. So it may affect you, it may not. But one thing about Gemini is that Gemini deals with our day-to-day activities and our communication, the way that we speak, the way that we convey our messages, the way that we make decisions on things. So it may be a little wonky. And if this doesn't affect you, it may affect those around you. So be aware of that. So what I feel is coming in for that specific day that is helping us move energy out of our system is there's going to be a cleansing and a release, as well as additional illumination. Not surprising, there's so much stuff being uncovered right now on the planet. So it may very well be a thing where you are reevaluating your own personal belief system at that time. However, that also carries over into the month of December. So we have just passed over out of the Scorpio energy, and we are now entered into Capricorn. Sagittarius. Sagittarius goes until December the 21st, and then Capricorn comes in. But this energy is ruled by Jupiter, which happens to be a beneficial planet for humanity. It is a fire energy, so be aware of that. And some of the things that may be aspected for us during this time is higher learning. So you may need to take some classes, or you may be interested in taking spiritual classes. So it's about teaching and guiding. So you may be a mentor, you may find a mentor, one of those types of things, guiding others to walk their path. And then another aspect is luck. So there's good luck and bad luck, and hopefully what you're tapping into, Taurus, is all good luck. Fingers crossed. Opportunities, expansion, travel, our beliefs, our belief systems, expanded awareness, philosophy, spirituality, our spiritual concepts, and our spiritual laws, and our higher consciousness. So one of the things that you might do if you find that you're being overwhelmed this next month, or you feel as though you just need some help, some guidance, you need to settle your nerves, those kinds of things, is you might want to turn to music. Not your traditional headbanging, heavy metal, rock and roll type of music, more along the lines of chanting or toning, sound music, sound color music, solfeggio music, whales and dolphins, because whales and dolphins are ancient keepers here. They are filled with knowledge. And when you hear their calls to one another, I don't know, it does something for you. If you've ever been on a whale watch, you know what I mean. So overall, those were the messages that I was given, and I'm sure that Spirit will give me more information to share as we progress through the month of December, and I start your, next rounds, the next couple of rounds of readings for you. Today, I am going to pull a single oracle card from a new deck of cards that I've got called Happy-ish. It's not like totally like up, up, up. It's kind of like more down to earth and practical kind of a message. I'm going to do a Celtic cross for you that will give you your energies for the month, the things that you'll be tapping into for the month. And then at the end, I'm going to pull some cards from the Archangel Power Tarot deck. This, again, is another new deck for me. I'm finding that I really like both of these decks for different reasons. But of course, the Archangel Power deck is one that really resonates because I've been working with the angels for quite a long time. And I had given my word to Spirit that this month of November, and I'm still in November, that I would be working very closely with the archangels this month to bring them their energies through these messages for you. So if you are listening to this in November, then you can understand why. And then if you're listening to this in December, you're going to benefit from it anyway. It doesn't really matter. It's kind of like a timeless message. So I hope that you find something in here that's valuable for you. Okay, so let's get started. I am pulling your Happy-ish card, and did I pull one? I pulled two. Okay, and the card says, here's the card. You see, there's lots of reasons. So this is one of the reasons why I decided to get these cards, because there was stuff to talk about. And the first couple of cards that I had read were really kind of funny. So I thought, oh, I'm just going to go ahead with this. Anyway, so this card says, maybe it's both. There are two kinds of people in this world. Those who believe there are two kinds of people in this world, and those who know our shared humanity means we share more than we don't. That it's a circle and a spectrum and one big overlapping Venn diagram where more than one thing can be true of all of us and everything. Maybe it's the end of an era and the beginning of another. There's that card. Interesting philosophy. Let's see how that shakes out in the readings. Now, I have shuffled these cards a gazillion times. I will shuffle them a couple more times. You can see I didn't stack the deck. Then I'll split the cards. I'll put the cards out, and then I'll explain to you what the cards mean in terms of how they're affecting you for the month of December. How has it been working with your archangels? Have you been working with them closely? Have you forgotten and just kind of went on, once you pass this reading and off you go? I've been working with them every day, which has been quite lovely. Okay, here we go. Okay. Interesting. Ooh. Wow, we got a lot of wands energy. Okay, so we have got two major arcana cards. We have got 1, 2, 3, 4 wands, which wands have to do with fire, which is kind of the Sagittarius energy. We've got 2 swords, which represents air. And we've got 2 pentacles. So we actually have a very well-rounded reading in terms of all of the energetics are being touched on in this reading. Okay, so the card that is in the very center of the reading, which represents our energy for this month of December, is one of the 5 of Swords. Now, the 5s in tarot typically always represents changes coming in. So you've got changes coming in. So it's a change of direction or a change of thought. And since the swords represent the way that we think, the way that we communicate, the way that we express our ideas and how we make decisions, I would say some things are going to be coming in that for this whole month that is going to cause us to look at things in a completely different way than maybe we have had in a while. Now, this card right here is a card of winning at all cost. So as you can see, this guy was in battle with these people back here who have given up. They've put down their swords. They have surrendered. And what he has done is he's gone along behind them and is picking up all the swords. And he's doing that so he doesn't have to fight them again, right? So he's kind of being crafty. But this is also a card about winning at all costs. So it could very well be that this energy is your energy, that you're feeling this way this month. Maybe you're feeling as though you're constantly in this state of, you know, having to prove yourself or having to, you know, claw your way to the top, whatever that means for you. The other thing about this card, though, is the energetics of winning at all costs. How does it make you feel, right? What is it about that that is important to you? Why is it important to you? And then the other thing is, it could very well be that it may not be your energy per se. It could be how others are treating you in this competition thing, right? It's kind of like this, you know, competitive thing. So I don't know exactly why yet all of this energy is right in the center, but that's in the center of our reading for this month. And then what is crossing or helping or hindering is the moon card. The moon card is a major arcana. And as this is in the very center of our reading, that means we will be working through this mysterious energy for a bit. I would say maybe the next 3 months, because it's right in the center. So it could be 2 months, 3 months, depending on how quickly you move through some of the lessons and some of the things that Spirit's bringing in for you to look at and to learn from. This energy, the moon energy, represents mysteries and mysterious paths. And if you look at the illustrations on the card, you can see there's a lobster here. He's in this body of water. He has to go down this path through the dog and the wolf, right? Which those are talking about our basic animal instincts, our loyalty, right? Those types of things. He has to go through there and he has to go past these 2 pillars, and he needs to wind his way down here to this mountains, because the mountains represent his accomplishments. And he feels more comfortable in water than he does on land. So this could very well mean that some of the stuff that we're going to be experiencing, going through, is going to be foreign to us, or it's going to be a little bit more difficult for us. And that would kind of tie into that energy of clearing, releasing, and the illumination, right, of that process. The other thing about the moon is The moon card is a card of subconscious. So I have talked about in many of my videos about how this could also be talking about your dream state. I feel as though, and from the readings that I've had, even the personal readings that I've conducted in the last, couple of weeks, have demonstrated to me that people are having very powerful dreams. Sometimes people are having dreams, they know they're having their dreams, but when they wake up, their dreams are gone. So, one of the things that I have told people is you might want to keep a dream diary. That's your subconscious trying to get a message to you, and then you have to decipher what that message is. So you can't really ask other people, oh, I dreamt about a baby and this baby was walking down the street and a dog came along. Like, you have to kind of figure out what all those messages mean for you, because it's your subconscious talking to you. And that's kind of the energy of this moon. The other thing about this moon energy, I'm a Taurus also. So of course it's piqued my interest because I've been getting a lot of dreams, and I have started a moon a journal for dreams. And it's difficult because it's not clear messaging, right? So we don't always actually really know what it is that our subconscious is trying to tell us. But one of the things that I tell myself is by going through the exercise, it's telling spirit, I'm willing to do the work if you will help me get the answers, right? I'm willing to do what I need to do. Just help me along the way. And that's kind of what I feel like this energy is about. Yeah, okay. So, what are your thoughts at this time? So, what we're thinking about is this Knight of Wands. Knights, the knights in tarot have to do with taking some type of action. And this guy is no different. He's one of the fastest energies, right? In the as a knight. The other thing about this card, though, is it's very fiery. It's fiery energy, and it makes sense because we are in fire season. We're in the Sagittarius energies, which is fire. So, what this card represents is if you've got things that you have been working on, if you've got projects that you've been working on, whether they're personal projects or working projects in your, day-to-day job, or if you've got things that you have been trying to get off the ground and trying to progress and move forward with. So it could be a new business, it could be a new relationship, it could be a new home, it could be any number of things. This card is telling you it's time to take action. So whatever that means. So if you're not in a place that you are completely ready to take some kind of action, start it in baby steps, right? Take baby steps to get to your end goal, whether it's planning things out, whether it's getting things lined up, whether it's getting the things that you need in order to start that project, whatever it may be. But Spirit is saying it's time to take action now. Now, what is supporting you? What is supporting you is this Queen of Pentacles. The Queen of Pentacles is a beautiful energy. She is an earth sign. She's our earth sign. She does represent us. She's the feminine aspect. She's patient, she's understanding, she's kind, she's caring. She knows how to create a beautiful home and a lovely atmosphere for her to live in. She loves all the, physical security that all of us earth signs really like. The other thing about her is she's a natural healer. And so as Pentacles also represents our health, she has a lot of information about holistic ways of healing. So it could very well be that if, that you may be tapping more into that side of your abilities, meaning that maybe you decide you want to learn more about how to utilize essential oils, or how you want to use herbs and tinctures to heal. especially with all the stuff that's going on the planet right now, and all of the, you know, healing from the medical stuff that was kind of forced on all of us. So that might be an avenue for you. But the other thing about this is that she's very grounded and she's very nurturing. She definitely understands how to balance the budget. She knows that she can't spend more than what she's very balanced in her money. And I feel like this is something that does represent us very well. What is in our past? Thankfully, our past struggles are over, it feels. This card is a card of completion. This is a card of this guy is taking home his harvest. And while he is carrying a heavy load, and while it is a burden for him, his house is right here. So he's very close to home. He's very close to laying down his burden there. But also at the same time, he grew these wands. He grew them as a seed, and then he watched them grow. He nurtured them. He did all the things he was supposed to do in order to be able to bring home his harvest. And now he's going to be able to celebrate that. This is an ending card. So whatever it is, there may be some things that you're aware of in your own life that you had been working towards, and now you're seeing the final vestiges of the completion of that hard work. Now, what's coming towards us, which I feel will be like within the next, week or so, is this card of the Three of Swords. The Three of Swords is a card of heartache. It does also represent loss of some kind. So it could very well be that some of you have gone through separations of some type, whether you've separated from your family, whether you've separated from a loved one, a significant other, something like that. And there is a lot of loss happening on the planet right now. And as you can see, the clouds are here and it's just raining, right? Which is kind of that representation of crying, sobbing, agony, heartache. But the other thing about this card is it's also a healing card. So while you may have been feeling like you're very lowest, if this resonates with you and you've had a loss, you know that eventually the sun will shine again, and this is cyclical, and your heart will heal. It's not that you won't remember those people, that you won't mourn their loss, which is kind of what this is about. But at the same time, this is saying that some of us are already going through our healing process, right? We have already had that loss and we've been working through this process for a long time. So whatever this resonates for you, it feels as though yeah, it just feels as though that this is just temporary. It's a temporary thing. And the other thing too, of course, is the fact that it's a minor arcana. So if it was a major arcana, we would be feeling this for a long, long period of time. Okay, so then what your long-term energy is this Five of Wands. The Five of Wands is a card of conflict. So it could be verbal conflict, right? Or it could be a conflict in your passion, conflict in your creativity. Maybe you feel stuck. Maybe you've been working towards something and all of a sudden you've come to this screeching halt because there's some conflict that's preventing you from moving forward. It could be conversations. It could be just the energy of conflict. But the other thing about this card is also a card of training. And if you remember, I was saying at the beginning of the reading that some people may go through higher training or higher development of some kind. So it could very well be that you're going to take a class. It's going to improve your skills. Could be spiritual type of training. So maybe you decide you want to learn how to do Reiki and do healing work, or maybe you want to go back to school to become an acupuncturist or something, in the healing arts, or maybe you want to just take classes to improve your skill set for the existing job that you have so that you can be promoted, right? So it could be something as simple as that. But this is long-term energy. We will be working through this for a bit. And it may very well be, because we have this moon card, it's not completely clear yet at this time what that all represents. So just be patient with yourself. The next card has to do with our external influences. And this card is the Three of Wands. The Three of Wands is a card of progression. It is a card of a delay, of a certain delay, and I'll explain that in a second. The other thing that this card is about is making decisions and choices as to taking action and moving forward. So it could very well be that this guy is contemplating what his next moves are. But the other thing is, it could also be associated with travel. So some of us may be traveling during this month. So the guidance would be, just make sure that you have everything that you need. Remember to take all your medications if you're taking medications or whatever it may be, okay? And what this card also represents is this guy has planted seeds. He has put his creations out there into the universe, and now he's waiting for them to return. And if you look at the card, these boats are going out away from the harbor over here. He has dispatched these boats. He's given them a project. Go out here, do this. And now he has to wait till they come back with their completed whatever it is. So that's the energy of a little bit of a delay. So it could very well be that maybe you're working on a project that takes time to complete. Like, let's say you like to, I don't know, you like to do some type of a craft, and in between each of the stages, you've got to wait like, 48 hours or however many hours, or sometimes a week, in order for things to dry and settle and all of those types of things. It's kind of like that kind of energy. And then the next card that we have is about our future and where we are going. And we are blessed with this beautiful High Priestess card. The High Priestess is the priestess that is very much in line with her higher self. She accesses her information directly from her higher self, from the God source, right? She has one foot in the spiritual world and one foot in the earthly world. And she is constantly moving between those two stages, right? She's finding her balance between those two areas. And the way that this card is set up, if you look at it closely, so you've got the black and the white, right? So that's the dark and the light. Okay. She is sitting on her throne. She is definitely tapped into this mysterious moon energy. So this is considered a mysterious card. Some things of the unknown may be coming in for us that I am not going to have privy access to. And the other reason why I'm probably not going to get it is because I'm a Taurus, and I'm meant to experience this as well as you. But if you look, she's got this very thin piece of cloth. And if you look, you can see that there's light behind her, right? There's something back there. And really, what this represents is the veil between spirit, the spirit world, and our physical world. That's where we go when we sleep at night. We go into the spirit world. She can easily remove this, and she is right there between the spirit world and the physical world. But she can also move it quite easily, so she could get there anytime that she wants. But she's kind of the gatekeeper in a way. She is the one that brings out all that information and energy. I feel as though this is telling us that we're going into a very intuitive time. This is really saying that your intuition, your third eye, your clairvoyance is going to be activated this month, and you're going to be bringing a lot of that information in for yourself. So what I'm hearing Spirit say is, if you haven't started a journal, you may want to start a journal, because you want to capture the information that comes through. The only way you're going to believe that you have this capability, and that is, and prove it to yourself, right? That that you're accurate, is by writing it down and being able to go back later and to verify. And that's what I did when I first started when my third eye first started opening back in the 90s, right after my mom had passed. No, she died in 86. So it was probably 87, 88 is when my activation came, and I started getting, started opening up. But anyway, this message is that you are going to really be tapping into that energy. So the thing that I would say is, really learn to ground. We're very naturally good grounders, but you want to protect your space as well. So make sure that you use your white light around you when you do this work. We are very close, right? We're popping in and out of that third dimensional reality and going into that fourth dimensional reality, because we're actually on our way to the fifth dimension. We are still working through this very thin bandwidth. However, where the dark side lives is in that fourth density area. And you want to protect yourself when you're first opening up. You really want to protect your space so that you're not calling in those energies. You always want to, if you're just learning how to open up psychically, you always want to bring in your higher self. You want to bring in the God of your heart, and you want to bring in your guardian angels and the archangels to protect you. Call on Archangel Michael, and they'll help you with all of this work, right? And you might find that when your pineal gland is activated, that you might get headaches. You might see things, and you might question, like, if you're losing your mind, those kinds of things. But it's a beautiful card, and I'm really actually happy to see it there. The final card in our reading is the Knight of Pentacles. Again, this represents us. This knight is the slowest moving. He's very much into creating his physical security, right? He doesn't venture too far away from home. He likes being home. He's a homebody, and like most of us earth signs, we like to be at home too. Like, yeah, we like to go on adventure, but we're the most comfortable in our own space, with our own things, right? So this night is actually a night that's saying that some kind of action needs to be taken, or some kind of action will be taken. It could very well be surrounded your home life. Maybe you're going to purchase something for your home that may be a bigger expense. Could be a thing, that is about your career. It could be that you're going to be going in a different direction in your career. But this card is saying, if an opportunity comes up for you, to weigh that opportunity by checking in with your gut, checking in with your heart, and then seeing if it makes logical sense to you, okay? Because if all those things are in alignment, and you're really tapping into your higher awareness, which is why this is coming in, because us earth signs are really needed at this time to help ground and to help release, right? That's part of what we do on a bigger scale. Okay, so this looks really good. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to grab this deck. And as you can see, it's a very thick deck. It doesn't even really fit in my hands. It's such a big deck. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm just going to split the deck so you can see that I split the deck. And the first card we're going to take is the card on the bottom. The card on the bottom is the Magician card. That goes in line with this lady right here. Okay. This is Archangel Raziel. You can manifest the life you want. What you need will magically appear, and successful beginnings are here. The magician is another individual who has that ability to bring in this. The magician has the ability to utilize all the tools in their toolbox in order to create and manifest what they want. So this right here is saying that your manifestations are on the way and you can manifest the life that you want. Okay, so now I'm just going to do this again, split the deck and take the top card. Top card is the King of Ariel. Successful, stable, accomplished, and powerful. Your plans are working out very well. Professional and financial success, and using resources wisely. Now that to me sounds like a very grounded earth sign right there, doesn't it? So this king may very well be the king of pentacles for us, right? It feels like this is our energy. Okay, once again, get everything flattened out there. Splitting the deck. And I'm going to take the top card and the bottom card. And the top card is the Seven of Ariel. You have invested wisely. Have patience and wait for your harvest. Review your progress and make plans for your next endeavor. And then the last card is the Empress. Wow, we are getting some kick-ass cards. This is awesome. The Empress is Archangel Gabriel. It's time to act upon your plans. Creativity is rewarded. Luxurious or abundant resources. Looks good to me. So again, just to recap, here are all of our beautiful majors right here. We did very well. Okay, Taurus, once again, like and subscribe if you're new to my channel. I would love to have you join us. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your November, and I hope that you really enjoy your December. I'll be back with you within a week or so for more messages. Until then, take very good care of you. Cheers.